here. It is time for a G.I. Joe toy review. And this also marks the end of COBRA Convergence. Yesterday was the last day, and I'm glad that Uncle Al E. Viper was able to stop by. Convergence was a great success this year. Every year it just seems to get better. Brian, or HCC 788, really pumped out some neurons with this one. It was a brainchild of his. He started it with half the Battle Timmer and Form BX 257 5 years ago. And it's just gotten better every year since then. It's a lot of fun to participate in. We get to see a lot of new creators out there, and just a way to celebrate G.I. Joe every year. I'm very happy to see new products out on the market, even though we haven't seen any out here in Arizona that I know of with the Target and Walmart releases. I'm still checking. But I did buy some 6-inch figures online. Got them when they were pre-ordered, so I'm not paying scalpers prices for them. So last week I was pretty worn out from my new job. It's a little bit more demanding than what I'm accustomed to, but that's okay. That's why I accepted the position. I work 12-hour days, and staying busy makes those 12 hours go by fast. When those days are slow, oh man, it seems to go on forever. But so I was pretty worn out to do a review, and thank you guys very much for understanding that. So I did a quick look at COBRA Commander version 3, or the Battle Armor COBRA Commander, and I got some pretty good responses. Apparently he was the first COBRA Commander for a lot of people. So I'm going to review him today. He did come out in 87. He was on the shelves until 89. He had a head variant, pretty interesting. One, the ball joint on his neck was painted silver all the way down, and the other, the paint only went halfway down, and the rest of the ball jointed neck was flesh tone. So let me pull up a picture of that. It's pretty interesting. I didn't know about that variant. I don't even recall seeing that variant. So let's take a look at that and see what we're talking about here. So you can see that the ball joint is either a gray or a metallic color, or the flesh tone. You can't see it by looking at the actual action figure. So the only way to tell which one you have is to take the figure apart. And even then you don't know what, well, you do know after you see it, but I'm not sure which one is a little more sought after than the other. Yojo.com didn't even mention anything regarding that. But COBRA Commander did make some appearances in social media in his version 3 outfit. Of course, in the Deke series, he made that appearance, but his first comic book appearance was in issue 84, which I read yesterday in the Marvel comic line. Very good story behind that. You know, it's a lot of fun reading that story. I always wondered what people were talking about when they were referring to certain action figures as a kid, and it's like, that wasn't in the cartoon. Well, they're talking about the comic book. And being dyslexic, I didn't like to read comics, I would just flip through the pages and look at the pictures. So it was really hard for me to read back then, and it's obviously gotten better as time goes on with more practice. So the card back is pretty cool. That's part of the reason why I never bought him. I had mentioned last week that the picture of him, pointing down and looking very stern, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. It's like, man, this isn't the Cobra Commander that I know. Even with him in the battle armor, I didn't know why they did that. They completely got away from his standard blue uniform, either with his helmet on or his hood. And seeing him like this, that I didn't quite like it all that much. I don't know anybody who had him when I was younger, but I'm glad I have him now. I could really appreciate him, especially appreciate the storyline behind him with the Crimson Guard shooting Cobra Commander in the back and burying him in a shallow grave, leaving him for dead, and took over his persona. And that was, if I do remember correctly, that kind of kicked off the Cobra Civil War. His original retail price was $2.43. I wish we could still find them at that price these days, but inflation, or Joe-flation, as one of my viewers coined that phrase for me. That's pretty cool, Joe-flation. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this action figure. He's pretty neat. I like him quite a bit. Now, so let's check him out. Here he is, Cobra Commander and his battle armor. Oh yes, you can see he's very shiny. I'm glad that they were able to do that and get the silver paint that didn't wear off. So let's go ahead and take a look at his accessories first. As I had mentioned last week, he has this very interesting backpack. It was described as a life support backpack. Which direction does it go on? Does it go upside down? Or what some people call upside down, this way? Would it go that way? To a kid, I don't think it would really matter. It looks to me better this way, given the sweep of its design and the point. You naturally want it to point upwards. Some people said they would use it as a jetpack. Gazz, one of my viewers, had mentioned that. Pretended it was a jetpack. I would have also used it as a little drone. It looks like an aircraft, a little spy drone, an air tank, whatever the child's imagination made it. That's what this backpack was. He came with this futuristic looking pistol. This is definitely not Cobra Commander's pistol. So some people would say that's kind of an indication that this wasn't Cobra Commander, because it got away from his Venom blaster and gave us this very ultra futuristic pistol. There's a little scope on it, a sight right here, an iron sight there on the barrel tip. Just a very interesting looking pistol. The other bane to this figure is his removable air hose. Why Hasbro did that to us, I do not know. Several figures had removable microphones, removable air hoses, like Crocmaster and Big Boa from the same line. It really makes collecting this guy complete very hard to do. You can see he has this open part where his mouth is. You just slide the notch of the air hose right into that slot and plug it into the side of his helmet. I was very excited to find him with his air hose. That's why I bought him. The air hose by itself does run very expensive, so we'll talk more about that in Byron's gripes in the next segment. So Cobra Commander himself, he has this silver helmet that only shows his eyes. Very Darth Vader-esque looking helmet. Sweeps back, has these nice little grooves to accentuate that feature. A cool helmet, has the COBRA sigil on the front of it. He has a blue jumpsuit on underneath the armor. His arms are black, so it indicates he has black sleeves. Armor shielding on his wrists and shoulders. His armor plating up front, and on his suit he has another air hose. Around the back he has some armor plating for his backpack. The rest of his back is pretty bare. He has this oxblood colored holster, goes around, showing that he is left-handed. Even in the portrait, he's holding a pistol in his left hand and pointing with his right. And that's also another clue to a lot of collectors out there that this wasn't Cobra Commander. Because all the other pictures of Cobra Commander, he's holding his pistol in his right hand. So this oxblood belt with a pouch and holster is the only real splash of red outside of the sigil. And that does blend well. I like that color. It makes it, just breaks up the blue and the silver. It has a silver cod piece on the front and another silver cobra on the belt. His armor continues down his legs, interrupted by a little bit of black on the knee joints. The silver covers up the top of his black boots, which are laced. You can see the laces on there. He is a very good looking figure. I was a little too harsh on him as a kid, but as an adult I really appreciate him more. So reading his file card, you can see it was clipped off the card back. And it has the H1 there in the corner that indicates it was the second run. From 87, it would have had H1. So this was either 88 or 89. So it reads, codename Cobra Commander with battle armor. File name is classified. Cobra Commander likes to be up front in the thick of the action when his Vipers, Eels, and CGs, meaning Crimson Guard, confront the G.I. Joe team to protect their leader in the heat of battle. The best technical minds of Destro's armament factory created a special suit of body armor that combines with flexible bulletproof polymer fabrics and with beryllium steel plate components. The entire suit is air conditioned, solvent resistant, and ray shielded. The helmet is fitted with an integral common system, internal readouts for environmental quality, and miniaturized computer display. So his helmet is pretty much running the show on his armor. And it reads in a quote at the bottom, at least we don't have to worry about COBRA outfitting whole units with these suits. Each one costs about as much as a jet fighter. The plate parts can withstand a direct hit from a heavy machine gun, and flexible parts will stop anything up to a .357 Magnum. We suspect that the helmet has an anti-tamper device with a direct hook up to a ½ pound of plastic explosives. So you try to take off his helmet if he's sleeping. or if you manage to subdue him, he'll blow up, so you'll never know who he is. Another indication of this not being Cobra Commander. So in the comic book, it was said that the Baroness was the only one that knew what Cobra Commander looked like without his mask. And she did realize he was Fred 7, and so she said, I'll keep your secret, so to speak. And that was it. They walked out of the airplane, and Baroness said, yes, this is Cobra Commander. But in the cartoon, if you remember, I can't remember which episode, but Destro walks in on Cobra Commander eating. It just shows his back, and you hear him slurping, kind of indicating that he was, to me, it indicated that he was some sort of a deformed person. His face and his upper airway was kind of deformed, so it was harder for him to control how he ate, or a monster, if you will, which was kind of shown later in the movie. He was a insect type being, or an alien type being. But anyway, Destro walks in and says, Commander, put your mask on. And Cobra Commander laughs and says, haha, you know, it takes a strong stomach to see me eat. So the cartoon, Destro knew what Cobra Commander looked like. The comic, it was only the Baroness that knew what Cobra Commander looked like. So, kind of interesting character who started off as a used car salesman that formed a terrorist organization. That's the storyline behind Cobra Commander. Eventually gets whacked out by a Crimson Guard, and then he comes back. He was only mostly dead, as they put it in Princess Bride. So he came back from the dead and took Cobra back over. So, sorry to destroy that whole storyline, guys. So anyway, great figure. Let me know what you think about him. I really like it now. Now that I could appreciate it a lot more. The battle armor is pretty cool. I especially like the blue on him. That shade of blue is really, really neat. I even had a jacket, well, still do, coat that I bought back in 92, 93. My senior year of high school. It had that shade of blue on it with some black. So, you know, I do like those colors. So anyway, let's get into my favorite segment, Byron's Gripe. For those of you who are just joining, my new subscribers, I started doing this segment not to pick on eBay or its sellers. I only use eBay just for the convenience of it. There are many other sites that sell aftermarket and new G.I. Joe. I do this as entertainment value for one, and for another to give you guys an idea of what to expect when you're shopping for these. When I started getting heavily back into collecting, I was contacting HCC saying, hey, is this a good price to pay for this? So I really didn't know what the good and bad prices were, and that all really varies on the individual too. So I'll say something is deal of the day if I think it's a good price, or I'll call the person a miser if the prices are insane, which they mostly are, sorry to say. So here we go. Don't need glasses to read, only to see the camera. Okay, so his accessories sold together, his backpack and his gun, $4.99 to $5.99 for those two together. The figure alone, bare bones, no accessories whatsoever. Even the air hose is missing. Um, he goes from $4.95 to $29.99. Now, $29.99 is pretty ridiculous just for the action figure. I found 6 pages worth of this Cobra Commander alone. Okay, he is not hard to find, guys. Sorry to say. Some people are marking it rare. They're not rare. So, and I understand these people are trying to make money, and I get that. I completely respect it. I've sold on eBay too. So, $4.95 I would say is pretty good, and you could buy his accessories relatively cheap and still save money even with shipping. So that would be a way to do it. Just build this figure. Complete. Okay, this is all of his accessories and the air hose. $29.99 deal today. Pardon me, up to $38. Giving the price of the air hose, $38 is not bad either. I'll put that with the deal of the day as well. Just wait till I get to the air hose, guys. His gun by itself, $1.50, up to $7.99. No. That is really expensive. This gun is very readily available. So $7.99 is asking a bit much. His gun is supposed to be black, so be aware of that. There is a silver gun out there that was released with the Battlefield accessory packs. Yeah, it matches his outfit really well, but it's not his original gun. Incomplete with no hose, $14.99 to $20. Though that's still deal of the day with that. He came with the accessories, but without his hose. Incomplete with the file card, meaning he didn't have his hose. $17.50 to $19.79. Still deal of the day on those. It's pretty good, especially with the file card. Carded. Okay, here we go, guys. Hold on to your knickers. $125. Here's one that's $160, one that's $425, one that's $200, another one that's $720. That has an AFA grade of 75, which meant there are some flaws on the card. So, there you go. If you want them carded, get ready to not pay your rent. Pretty much, because that's pretty ridiculous for a carded figure, but it's a lot cheaper than what I've seen a lot of carded figures go for. So that's up to you if you want to pay that for a carded figure. I wouldn't. I would go onto an auction first for a carded figure. Complete, 100% complete with file card, $34.95. Deal of the day again. That does come with his air hose. One for $36. $36.29. Deal of the day again. $219. This guy thought he found this in King Tut's tomb or something. $219 for a complete. But he was gracious enough to have an or better offer with this. I think he's just throwing it at the wall, see what sticks. I don't blame the guy. He's wanting to make money, but these high prices are also making it hard for your average guy with a family to buy these things, to enjoy collecting, to share them with his kids or her kids. There are a lot of women out there that collect toys too, and I think that's pretty cool. I didn't really pay much attention to that until I really got into collecting. And yeah, there are a lot of women that like to collect toys, which, yeah, that is fantastic. Want to find a date, go to a toy show, but wear your mask. So Yeah, 219 is just a bit much on that. The full card back, $7. I would jump on that. That is a great price for his full card back. His file card by itself goes $4 to $5. The backpack by itself up to $5, $1.99 up to $5. And the coup de grace, the hose, drum roll please, found one hose, and I think the guy did find it in King Tut's tomb, because that's probably pretty much the only place you will find them. Just making a joke. I'm sure you can find them other places. That is not a replica. Here we go. $199. Now, how many of these are sucked up in vacuum cleaners as kids that end up in a landfill? You know, it's, I know with my modern Cobra Commander, the Battle Armor Cobra Commander, it fell off the shelf and that hose fell in a vortex. I could not find it anywhere, and I have light colored carpet, so it would have showed up real easy. I mean, I looked everywhere, underneath stuff. I could not find it. I do think there's a vortex under the bed in this room, because anything that goes under there that's small is never found. So yeah, that hose does get lost very easily. So anyway, guys, there you have it. There is Battlefield Battle Armor Cobra Commander version 3. Very nice looking figure. Like I had said before, I appreciate it a lot more as an adult. And yes, I am getting ready for Halloween. Got the studio set up looking nice. So yeah, I'll be doing a scary segment this October, as I've done the past 2 years. So I'm working out the fine details now. So we'll get that going. So let me know what you think about this action figure. Did you have him as a kid? Did you have a friend that had him as a kid? Share your stories with me. I love hearing those stories from your childhood. Brings back really good memories. I unfortunately didn't have him. I just completely passed him up. So I'm happy to have him as part of my collection that completed the 87 line for me for carded figures. So very, very cool. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you guys, especially my new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm up to 429 to this day. So I have 71 more to go before I reach the 500 mark. And once I reach 500, I will be holding a giveaway. My channel supporters will have their own giveaway, and all the subscribers minus the channel supporters will have a giveaway. These are toys that I would not keep for myself, or that I would keep for myself. So it's going to be something nice. I promise you that. Just look at my other giveaways. I don't skimp on that. You guys deserve the best that I could give, and that's what it would be. So anyway, that's coming up, my 500. So please help me build my channel. Let's share these videos and subscribe if you so choose to. It's really humbling seeing those numbers go up, that you're finding my material worthy enough of your subscription, and I do greatly appreciate that. So stay tuned next week for another G.I. Joe toy review. I will be working Tuesday, so expect the video on Wednesday. And as always, stay safe out there. Practice triple S, sanitize, safety, and 6 feet. wear your masks, wash your hands until we could get a vaccine going for this. I fear that we will not see the end of COVID. That's about the only way to kill it. But everybody practicing social distancing and wearing a face covering and mask has helped cut down the numbers. So, guys, please, I love you guys. I want you to be around for a very long time. So please practice this. It's not a joke. So I won't get into that, but some people treat it as such, and it's not. So COVID is nothing to play around with. So guys, remember, always be kind to everyone, especially now. It's just goofier and heck out there. And be kind to animals, especially be kind to animals. They know nothing but unconditional love. Give your pet a hug today. Pet them, give them a treat. Let them know that they're appreciated. So, see you on Wednesday for a G.I. Joe toy review. Until then, this is Joe Motion Videos 82, 5, 6, and 7. Saying love, peace, and chicken grease. See you next week. Bye-bye.